From a 50 to 60% student to achieving a 97.3 ATAR and becoming the Dux of her cohort. That's what my student Retha was able to achieve inside of Dux Academy. Today, I had the absolute pleasure of interviewing her myself. And in this video, she shares, the lessons that she learned, and she gives advice to students like you on how she was able to go from someone who lacked confidence, didn't know what to do, was confused, to achieving an absolute insane ATAR of a 97 plus. And just to keep in mind, as she would tell you throughout this video, before joining us, she didn't even think an 80 plus ATAR was possible. She literally told me, I don't think it's possible for me to achieve a 90 plus ATAR. And yet here she is getting in the top 3% of the entire state. I'm so excited for you to watch this interview. This is something I wish I had when I was in year 11 and 12, actually seeing other students who were failing and able to achieve such insane results. And by the way, to top it off, this student did not go to the best school. Right? As with my other student interviews that you will see upcoming on the channel, none of these students were like gifted or went to these advantage beginnings. None of them were like that. They were able to go from rock bottom to all the way to the top. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please get some pen and paper and take some notes, because it is by learning from others who've done it that you're able to succeed. Enjoy the video. Alrighty. Can you say your name and what state you're in?
Yeah, my name's Rita and I'm from WA.
Nice. Yes, Rita, very close indeed student of mine. So for the viewers right now, can you tell us, how would you summarize, if you had to, in one single sentence, how would you summarize your academic comeback? Like, tell me, I went from X to Y. How would you summarize it?
Yeah, I'll definitely say I went from low performing, not believing in myself, to academically strong and confident. So yeah.
Nice. That's beautiful. So can you tell me, Rita, before joining Dux Academy, what were your marks like?
Oh, my marks. They were kind of all over the place, actually. I mean, there were some subjects that I was stronger in, some subjects that I was weaker in, but on average, I was averaging like 60s, 50s, some 70s if I was lucky, but mainly 60s. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think from memory, when we first had our call, when you were joining, it was like inconsistent, like 50, 60, but it was mainly between like 60 and 50, right? Sometimes you got 70s. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And before joining the program, what would you say what were you struggling with most before joining? Why do you feel like you're getting those results?
I think there was two things I was struggling with most. I think first was just self-belief in myself, and the belief that I could I don't know, perform well and get good marks. Because obviously when you get low marks consistently, it's kind of hard for you to believe in yourself and believe that you can do better. So I think that was the main thing I was struggling with. And then another thing was actually my studying habits. Actually, I didn't realize there's such a huge jump between year 10 and 11, and there's so many studying techniques that will work in year 10 but just won't cut it in year 11 and 12. And so it was very hard to wrap my head around that. So definitely the studying as well.
So I actually see that it's a very common thing, which is that some people, they do so well in year 7 to 10, right? And then they start year 11 and 12 thinking that, they're going to smash it. And then they end up falling off completely. So would you agree that there is a huge difference between year 10 and 11?
Oh, 100%. Year 10, I wouldn't say I was poor performing at all. But when I got to year 11, it was it completely switched. I was just getting marks that I never thought were possible.
Yeah. 100%. So can you tell me, Rita, what would you say, because something made you actually reach out and be like, you know what, I need to change myself and actually fix this. So can you tell me, what was the lowest point for you with school and exams that actually pushed you to make you think, you know what, I can't have this anymore, I need to fix myself? What was that moment?
Definitely semester 2 exams for year 11. It was just a very rocky and hard period because I didn't have the proper studying techniques or the belief as well, which obviously when worked hand in hand will really lead in better results. But because I didn't really have either of that, I kind of went into my exams unprepared. I remember my human biology exam, actually 4 days before the end of year exam, I sat down, was like, okay, let's see what I know and I don't know. And I knew basically nothing. And so I had 4 days to try and cram it all, put it together, and it was just such a stressful period, like, probably one of the something I would never want anyone to experience,
Mhm.
honestly. Oh, and it was in that moment that I was like, "Right, if I'm gonna do year 12, if I'm gonna push through ATAR, I need to change. Like, something needs to change. Like, I'm not doing
Yeah.
it." Yeah.
Yeah. And can you remind me, did you decide to want to change yourself? Like what time was it the start of year 11, middle of year 11, end of year 11? What time was that? Start of year 12?
When I wanted to change, I think from semester 2 of year 11, because after performing so badly in semester 1, I was like, maybe I need to start changing. But it wasn't really like, it was like I did want to change, but not enough.
Mm,
But I knew I didn't want anything else but to change during that exam period, just because of how
mm.
bad. I think that was definitely the turning point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely talk more about that because it's a very important concept. Like, yeah, a lot of people they want to change, but it's not like they really, really want to change, which is a big difference.
Yeah.
So how did it make you feel, Rita, to actually go to school and get 50% and 60%? Like, how did that make you feel at home? Speaking with your parents, because obviously, I've spoken with one of your parents, and they want you to do well and they wanted to support you. So, how did it feel coming back home, getting 50%, 60%, even though you used to do well? Like, how did that
It
make you
was
feel?
Yeah, it was honestly really disappointing and frustrating for me. Like, I have a very supporting mother who cares about my schooling, and very supportive father as well. They both care about my schooling, my education, and put a lot of time and energy for me to kind of go to school and have the best education. And then coming home with these poor results, it's like, all this effort that they've put in, it is not really worth it, because I'm not even doing well.
Mm,
So it was quite upsetting, for both them and myself as well. Feeling like I let them down. School wasn't fun as well. I used to be someone that quite enjoyed school, but during that year 11 period when I was getting worse results, like, going to school was so hard. It was so difficult. Didn't want to go, which was
mm,
new. But yeah, like,
mm.
honestly, it's crazy because I didn't really think about how getting poor results could impact one's life so much until I was getting them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. It completely ruins the experience at school for sure. So, what I want to know, Rita, is what other things did you try before Dux Academy? Like, did you do tutoring? Did you just like watch YouTube videos? Did you just, because you told me before, like, second semester, blah, blah, when you wanted to change yourself, obviously there were things that you tried beforehand. So,
Oh,
what did you try and why didn't that work out for you, do you reckon?
yeah, I think throughout I have tried tutoring. Like, I remember during year 11 I had an English tutor, very nice tutor, but it didn't really help. Um, and I think it's because I realized that, sorry, the tutor itself isn't gonna really, like, the tutor can do so much, but if I don't change myself, then I'm not gonna see the results. I think that's something I realized why it didn't work. So just
Mm,
tutoring, YouTube videos, just kind of, I don't know, passive ways of trying to fix myself.
mm,
Nothing
mm.
really active and nothing that really worked. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to hone in on that point. Like, I agree with you, with the whole tutoring thing. Like, it's nothing against the tutor themselves. It's just the fact that, like, if you don't change yourself, how, like, the content's got nothing to do with fixing yourself. And I remember you telling me, from memory, it's not like it's not like you found the content hard or like you're finding it tricky. It's like you just didn't know what was happening, didn't know how to study, didn't know how to
Yeah.
like do things, which is why you were getting those 50 and 60%. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Okay. So now what I want to know is when you first heard about Dux Academy, what did you not believe, or were you skeptical, or do you feel like, oh, is this really going to fix me? Like, what was kind of going through your mind when you first saw it?
Yeah. I mean, I saw you, well, I found out about you through Instagram, and I was looking through your posts, and I saw how you were transforming like people's grades in a matter of weeks, which I thought was like, it's too good to be true. Like, it's got to be.
Yeah, I've heard about that one before. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely what I was skeptical about. And another thing is because I found Docs Academy like online through Instagram. There's a lot of sketchy business that happens on Instagram as well, which you have to be careful about. So
100%.
yeah.
100%. Yeah. So, and by the way, you can feel completely open to say this. You did feel like, oh, maybe this is a scam. Maybe this is like, oh, I don't know, it's gonna work. Which makes sense. It's all right. 100%. And I believe, I think, a very long time ago when I first was sending you messages like about it, and when you first tried to apply and stuff, I think it took you a while to overcome the actual step of booking and actually going to the course. So
Oh, it did
yeah,
take very long.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did take long, 100%. So there we go. I think I'm glad that you end up taking that step. So what I want to know now is, you're about to join Dux Academy. Obviously, you did end up joining, but what almost made you not join? Like, and what were you maybe worried about before joining? Maybe what was your mum worried about before joining? Like, what were kind of the fears and doubts that were happening in your mind before you joined the program?
I mean, I don't really have any like fears or doubts about the outcome of the program. I think at the time I was like, I just need some help. Like I just I just had a lot of faith in the program because I
Mm,
didn't know that much, and then seeing what you have done, obviously you've got experience, you've got knowledge.
mhm,
So I don't have any fears or concerns. It was just again that I found you through on offline, and
mm.
it could have been a scam. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm very glad to see because when on the call we show you the results, show you everything. So that's great to see. Okay, now let's talk about the actual like being inside the program itself, right? So when you first joined, what were like the first changes that you made with how you studied, how you thought about school, or just in general? Because, like you said yourself, right? And I remember, speaking to you about this before you joined the program, you had like literally no idea what to do. You were feeling behind, your confidence was like down the drain. So, when you first joined the program, what were some things that you started to change like instantly?
Yeah, instantly first thing was my mindset. Like as I did mention, I had a very fixed mindset beforehand. Like, oh, I was already getting poor results. There's, no need to try any harder because I'm gonna keep getting poor results anyway. But it was just changing that mindset and changing it to adopting more of a growth mindset and, allowing myself to make mistakes, but knowing that like if I push myself and I give myself the opportunity to try, then I will see results, which is what happened, which
Yeah,
I'm very did. So that
yeah.
I think it's the first module, like one of the most yeah one of the most powerful
There we
honestly.
go. So this is some very important things for the viewers right now to know. A lot of people, Retha, they think that, oh, I just need to learn how to study, or I just need to learn how to, write in response. But there's a reason why we make the very first module the mindset training. Do you now see, Retha? Like, can you confidently say the mindset training is what really, really got you that comeback?
Yes, 100%. Like I tell you, you could just sit there and I don't know, do module 6, which I think is learning how to study. But if you don't pair that with like a growth mindset and adopting a good positive mindset, like it's just they work so hand in hand, good studying habits and a good mindset. Like
Mm.
if you work at them in isolation, you're not going to get as good a result as if you work them together. Like it's so important. Like mindset is like it's like 50% of the whole thing. So
Literally, literally. There we go. That's what I've been trying to tell people from the beginning. Yeah. So inside the program, as you saw, like there's many components. There's the community, we have the modules, we have the accountability, all that stuff. What do you feel like? Which component of Dux Academy do you feel like helped you the most? Was it the calls, the modules, the community? Which one?
oh wow, that's a hard question because so they all help in their own ways. I reckon initially, when I first started, it was definitely the modules and the accountability. Making sure that every week I was checking in, filling out that accountability log, making sure that I was on track to where I needed to be.
Mhm.
Another thing is also the community because I feel like if you have a community of people who have a similar ambition, a similar goal, it's definitely a lot easier for you to stay on track towards your goal, especially when times are hard. So, sometimes when I was finding it rough, didn't want to study, just hop onto the community, see what everyone else is achieving, and then get straight back to working because
100%. Yeah,
yeah.
100%. It's like there's always a saying like you're a product of your environment. So if you're surrounded by other people who want exactly what you want, you end up getting what you want, right? And just how much time did you put in when you first joined the program? How much time, like per week or per day, did you put into Dux Academy to actually change yourself?
That is a good question. I don't know exactly, but I know initially when I was trying to get through those modules before school started, maybe like an hour and a half a day just to get through them. And then I did spend a bit of less time as time like progressed, but initially just to make sure those modules were done and that I was applying the things from those modules like an hour and a half each day.
Yeah, and that's very, very important, because some people, Rita, they think that in order for them to change themselves, they have to be putting like 8 hours a day and blah blah blah. But it's just, if you have a proven blueprint to follow, like you literally, all you have to do is an hour and a half a day, which is like literally nothing, and you were able
Yeah.
to get a result like this. Why? Because you had the right information and you're able to apply, then come back and apply then. And you asked me a lot of questions. Like, you did ask for help. You always reached out for accountability, which is crazy. Like it's a lesson in of itself that you need to be able to have the right information in place. Yeah, so you have to, if you just have the right information in front of you, you don't have to put that much time to actually achieve it. So that's great to see. All right, Rita, let's get to the juicy stuff now, which is
Okay.
numbers and marks, right? So tell me, before Ducks Academy, what marks were you getting on average? Just a recap.
Yeah, just like 50s and 60s, some 70s if I was lucky, but mainly within the 50s to 60s range. Yeah.
Okay. And what have you been able to achieve now?
Wow. Okay. It doesn't seem real. I didn't really think, like, I understand getting higher marks in like year 7 to 10, but getting like 80 plus in ATAR was just something I didn't really think was real. So when I was consistently scoring in like the 80s and the 90s across year 12, it was mind blowing. So
Yeah.
like to jump from like being like very mediocre, average, below average, to ranking first and second consistently within the classes. Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah. And what ATAR did you get?
I ended up getting a 97.3 ATAR.
Wow. Even though you've told me so many times, I get shocked every time I hear it, which is, guys, I'm not joking. She literally told me I don't think getting a 90 plus is possible, and now she ended up getting a 97.3. And remind me again, you became the Ducks of your cohort, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
There we go. So 97.3 ATAR and Ducks of your cohort. How does that make you feel right now? I just, like, what's going through your mind?
Honestly, I have to watch the video set like of like them calling my name several times for me to like be able to like fathom and like understand what actually happened, because it's just, I don't know, I feel like the emotions just overtake you in a moment like that. I didn't expect it at all.
It's crazy.
So for the school to just kind of call my name and just as the recipient of Darks it's so surreal, honestly, like something that I will cherish for the rest of my life. And
100%. I don't think you're gonna forget that. And what result would you say you're most like proud of? Like, is it the ATAR? Is it the fact you became Ducks? Is it the fact that you used to like barely pass? Like, what are you most proud of in your whole journey?
I think I'm just proud of, I guess, the results they come with it, but I'm just most proud of taking that initiative to change and to make that change, because I could have not changed. I could have just stayed where I was and done nothing, finished the end of the year and have an ATAR like I don't want. But the whole ATAR itself is just an accumulation of all your efforts throughout the years, throughout the year. And I think I'm just most proud of the fact that I turned myself around and was able to produce higher marks. Like, I remember the start of the year, my first test result came back for chemistry and it was 92%, and I was like,
Crazy.
I was completely gobsmacked. So that was yeah.
Yeah, and I thought the crazy thing for me was like, everyone here sees that you got a 97.3 ATAR and Ducks and blah blah blah, but no one except for me, like, you shared all your wins from the beginning. Like, you shared your win when you just got that 80% increase, and then 90. And I could like collect the whole list of your like wins, which is crazy to see. So when I saw a 97.3 ATAR, honestly, I was expecting it. I was expecting that that ATAR, but it still shocks me. It's just crazy. So honestly, well done. And outside of marks, Rita, outside of marks, what's different now in your life? Like, because a lot of people think it's just all I want is like a good ATAR, but what do you feel like is different now in your life in terms of confidence, stress, mindset, like moving on? You're starting a whole new chapter, starting university. What do you feel is different?
I think my like way and like approach to life has changed completely. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but I think your modules, they didn't only teach you like teach how to study, but also how to become a better person so that you are more available to study and I guess be your best version of yourself elsewhere. So on that note, like my confidence as well has definitely increased.
Mhm.
No more of that fixed mindset. Well, obviously sometimes, but you
Yeah,
know, trying to adopt that growth mindset,
yeah,
building self-esteem. So confidence has definitely increased.
mhm,
And just giving myself more credit where I need to as well.
yeah. I'm
So
sure. I'm sure you feel like you can do anything now. Now that you're
on
able to get that data.
if you put your mind to it, you're already halfway there. And
Mm,
um, if you if you know how to get there as well, like when you know your why, you can endure anyhow as well. So it's
there we go. Yeah, 100%. There we go. Um, so what are you doing in university now?
I'm studying a Bachelor of Biomedical Science.
Nice. That's beautiful. That's good to see. Awesome. All right. Last two questions to really wrap it off here. And this is where, you know, I really want the person who's watching this, who's in your position, to really listen. If a student like old you was watching this right now, like, Retub version one was
Yeah.
watching this, what would you say to them?
Honestly, believe in yourself, number one. And number two, don't be afraid to kind of step outside of the box, to step outside of your comfort zone. Because when you're outside of your comfort zone, that's where you grow and that's where you learn the most. Even though it's scary, it's just facts. It's just where you learn. So
100%.
that I guess that's what I would tell my younger self, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is honestly like it's insane because in the moment when you step outside your comfort zone, it feels very ugly. Like, oh, this is
Oh,
just you
yes.
can't do it. But that is literally because even when you were getting 50s and 60s, I'm sure you were comfortable. But
Oh,
when
yeah.
you actually stepped outside your comfort zone and started doing these things, you felt very uncomfortable. So that's very, very powerful advice. And some imagine there's a student right now who is maybe watching this and he's thinking about joining Ducks Academy, but maybe they're hesitant, maybe it's something they've never done before. Because I mean, to be fair, like everyone's used to tutoring nowadays, just tutoring this, tutoring.
Yeah.
So what would you tell the student who they want to join Ducks Academy but they're feeling hesitant? What would you tell them?
They should definitely join Ducks Academy. Ducks Academy, it's not like tutoring. All most tutors will kind of just, I don't know, give you the content or re-explain something to you. But Ducks Academy, they teach you how to study, how to get around that, how to actually help yourself when you're struggling. Not have someone like give the content to you. Like it teaches you how to become more of an independent learner, which
Mhm.
is so important, which is the most important thing ever.
100%. And I'm guessing, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but apart from your mom supporting you to join the program, once you joined, she didn't have to nag you or anything. Like you became independent to do your own thing. Is that right?
Yeah, like I was the one that told her about the program. I was like,
There we
please
go.
let me join.
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. And just one final question, for the parents, some of the parents might be watching this. If someone's parent, is watching this and thinking about joining Ducks Academy, but maybe they're too used to the whole traditional tutoring, what would you tell the parent that's, kind of hesitant of enrolling?
I mean, again, if you feel like the decision scares you a little bit, then it's probably the right decision. Go for it. The way that you see your child change is absolutely crazy. Like my mom can definitely back me up on that for sure.
There you go. I'm very glad to hear that. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
I don't
And
regret it at all. So
yeah, I'm very glad. And this, the people watching this don't really like know this, but the reason why this hits me so hard, Rita, is because I remember jumping on a call before you were joining and speaking to you and your mum. And I remember telling you guys, like, yes, I'm so excited for you guys and blah, blah. And to now see you, like, you actually end up doing it is just crazy. It's insane, honestly. Make sure, I'm sure you celebrated, but you should be celebrating more, honestly. And by the way, I'm sure you're going to smash even uni now. All these skills that you've learned, you're going to apply the exact same thing for university now. So, awesome. Any final words before we end this?
if you have any hesitation towards joining Jux Academy, I know it's a bit like I know it can be a bit skeptical, but definitely join it. Um, you never know until you join it, never know until you try. Just watch those modules, especially module 1, very important. The way you see yourself change and transform is not only as a learner and as a student, but as a person, it's crazy. So
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much, Rita, for doing this interview with me today. I wish you the best and enjoy the next chapter of your life.
all right, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this student interview. If you are a low performing student who wants to make an insane academic comeback like this student was able to achieve, then check the first link in the description down below. You can book a call with me or my team. We can speak about where you are right now, and then we can map out a plan for you to make a comeback yourself. This call, by the way, is completely for free. You don't need to bring any credit card. You don't need to bring any money. It's just a free call that can equip you with clarity, with focus, and it's just an amazing chance to see if this program is even right for you to begin with. I look forward to speaking with you soon.